We are very punctual and everybody is early on our groups. Here's our great guides and our tour manager, and we're boarding the buses and we're heading for Corinth. We're boarding the buses, the yellow and the blue. Good morning.
And with him, help us to know that we share in his life now and forever. We ask that we dedicate this day to your risen Son and to our Holy Mother Mary, letting us know that we are part of the Holy Family.
The city center of Athens, in order to reach this highway that takes us to the south, because we're traveling to the south today. Corinth is 1 hour and something, 1 hour and 15 minutes around. It depends on the traffic. Today it's Sunday morning, so it's going to be less traffic. In 1 hour we're going to be at the Canal of Corinth.
Here's a map of our hour and 15-minute drive from Athens to Corinth. And here you see the signs, Corinthos, that's Corinth. And we come to the toll stations along the way and pay those, and look at all along the way, beautiful scenes.
Τι με ενόχλησε εκεί. Οπότε εγώ από τότε και όσες φορές, γιατί είμαι υποχρεωμένη πολλές φορές από το γραφείο να σταματάω.
We arrive at the Isthmus Bridge over the Corinthian Canal, which was dug to dig out the whole isthmus so the ships could pass through. Beautiful sight, a lot of pictures here. This used to be all land. They dug the canal in the 1800s. In Paul's time, they used to drag ships across the 4 miles from the Adriatic Sea to the Aegean Sea right over there. This canal is 4 miles long. They used to drag the ships back and forth across, so they didn't have to go all the way around the peninsula of Achaia in Bible times. But now they have 11,000 ships per year going through this canal that they dug, called the Corinthian Canal. Here's a zoom in of a ship passing through, and this we do not do at the canal. We're now approaching ancient Corinth, as you can see in the sign here. And this is a sign for the Acrocorinth, the huge mountain behind where the temple of Aphrodite was. You can see it here. 1,000 temple prostitutes came from that city every day. See, one of the beautiful things of coming to a place like this and where we're going is when you read the New Testament again, you realize that that letter was not written to you. It was written to the Greeks and Jews and the Corinthians 2,000 years ago. When you study the Bible, you have to understand it in its cultural and historic and linguistic context, which isn't America. We even read it in English, which is a great disadvantage because a lot of the Greek words there are right from this culture and right from this time. And even Paul talks about running the race. Well, he's always talking about sports, even in Corinthians. Why? Because here, every 2 years, they had the Isthmian Games. It was like the Olympics. Olympics was every 4 years. The Isthmian Games, because of the isthmus, was here every 2 years. And Paul talks about how he did not ask money from any of these people, that he made tents. Remember, he was a tent maker. Well, why was that important? Because he said he worked day and night. He would teach during the day and he would make tents at night. Why? Because people would come by the thousands for those games. All of the fields around the city. By the way, this what you're seeing here is only 1/10 of the size of Corinth. The rest hasn't been excavated yet. And when Paul came, he was here in 52. When there was Isthmian Games, where thousands of people would come. They didn't have hotels. So what did they do? They stayed in tents. Paul was making the tents. And this was fields of tents out there where people were coming to be part of the games. So Paul, see right there, you see even there, he's making the tents. Why? Because all of these people are coming. It's a tent city during the games every 2 years. Here we are having Mass in the ancient city of Corinth. This is where Paul taught about the Eucharist and the Mass.
This is my body, which will be given up for you.
Admit us, we beseech you, into their company, not weighing our merits, but granting us your pardon through Christ our Lord, through whom you continue to make all things good, O Lord. You sanctify them, fill them with life, bless them, bestow them upon us.
First Corinthians 18 mentions this bema, or the judgment seat here in Corinth. It was a center of town. This is where trials were held, where judgments were made. Also, the news was spread, the city center. And Paul was brought here to this judgment seat, probably right up the Lechthion Road, which we're going to come up now. And here's a picture of what this looked like during the time of St. Paul. It was really quite magnificent. Look at that. The center part is what we're seeing now. That still remains. But look at that great judgment seat, the bema, that was there during the time of St. Paul, and he was brought here for trial. Entering the museum here in Corinth, and we're going to show people a lot of the statues and things from the ancient times. Statues of people here. Beautiful place. You almost need a day just for that thing.
Apollo, the god of the sun. Good. A+.
Here's both of our groups coming up now to see the Temple of Apollo after having walked and toured all the city of Corinth. And there's the Temple of Apollo. Look at that line of folks coming down to see the Erastus stone, which is right over there. This is the Erastus stone mentioned in Romans chapter 16, verse 25, I think it is, or 23. There it is. I love bringing people here to these biblical sites to prove the truth and historicity of Scripture. Now listen to this. Erastus, the city treasurer, greets you. That's Erastus, the city treasurer, right there. You are standing right here, 2,000 years of biblical history, and the names in these books are real people, and they really existed, and there's his name right there. He was the one that made this. And when I don't have the book with me, but at home I have a bunch of books on Greece. It says more that he says, because that you granted me the favor of being the city treasurer, I from my own wealth have given you this street at my own expense. We've done a lot of walking and adventures today, so it's time for lunch. So here we are having our lunch, which is included in the price, of course, and everybody gets a beer or wine. And look at the view. Looking out over that is the Aegean Sea, and on the other side way down there is the Adriatic Sea, and we're getting our Greek salads and skewers. Very nice. How do you like this place, Father?
This is amazing. It's beautiful.
Where is
gorgeous, gorgeous weather.
And women. Where is the Aegean Sea? Where did you
Amen. Bless the cooks and the servers. Amen.
We had a very relaxed lunch here on the waterfront, and we had you had a choice of this one, which was pork with tzatziki sauce, or we had chicken, and wine and beer was included with the lunch, and we had a nice time just sitting here talking and relaxing before we headed back to Athens for free time. driving along the beautiful Greek coastline back to Athens. And that's our bus number 1 up ahead of us there. Driving back through Athens to our hotel, we get a couple of last glimpses of the Parthenon up on top of the Acropolis. Now we're back in Athens, almost to our hotel. Everybody's going to have 2 hours free, and then we're going to go out to a very nice restaurant. But we had a great day today, and it's going to be a great dinner, and we'll see you tomorrow as we board the ship. To dinner tonight, and like I said yesterday, the hotel has substandard meals, so we're taking people out to a nice restaurant. We just got off the bus here, and we're all walking up to dinner. And look what's in our view there. There's the Acropolis and the Parthenon, right where we're eating dinner, right in our view. What a wonderful day we had, and this evening was unbelievable. It was hard to get people to leave. Join us on one of our trips. Join us again tomorrow as we join the ship out to the sea.